guys, and welcome to today's video. This video is gonna be a mood reading vlog. I've been in a weird slump, honestly, for the whole year, basically. I feel like when I truly love reading the most is when I'm going with the flow. So that's what this video is gonna be. I'm currently in the middle of 2 books. I'm reading 7 Days in June, which is my book club's book. Today's Monday, and on Thursday, we're gonna have our book club meeting. So I do need to finish this book this week. And I'm also listening to the Atmosphere audiobook. Lately, I've been spending all my time on TikTok, so this video is also gonna be hopefully something that motivates me to put TikTok down. So we're gonna start with 7 Days in June. I'm 41% into this on page 149 on Kindle. I'm really enjoying this. If you don't know, this is about 2 writers who spent 7 days in June together when they were like 17, I think. And basically they both went through a very traumatic childhood. And so when they met each other, they really connected very intensely. And from what I'm getting right now, I think our MMC Shane did something to our FMC Ava, and they stopped talking and he just disappeared from her life. And now they have spent like 15 years writing to each other on their books, and I'm obsessed with that because I love a second chance trope. And the whole like chapter when she's like, stop writing about me, and he's like, you first. Yeah. So I really want to finish this pretty soon. I don't want to keep stalling because I usually stop liking books as much when I take way too long to read them. So I just want to try to binge this as much as possible. I'm just gonna lay in bed and read. I have to say, one of my favorite things about this book right now is the fact that there's so much emphasis on how debilitating having a chronic illness is. As someone who also experiences chronic pain, it is present in every single moment of your life. And I really like seeing how she's describing like the amount of pain that she's in, and also all the things that she's just doing regularly on her day-to-day life. Like, even though I really enjoy the romance and I like seeing their chemistry, honestly, to me, what I'm liking the most is just that representation of chronic illnesses. I really like their banter. Why do I love like a toxic kind of banter? I do. Okay, so now that they're starting to actually interact a lot more, I'm low-key obsessed with their chemistry. Like, their banter is so good. Like, at the start of the book, I wasn't completely obsessed with them, but right now, like, I'm sorry, but I just love second chance romance. Like, it's the best trope ever. I love right person, wrong time. I'm obsessed with it. Hi guys, it's the next day, and I haven't read that much, but I did read a little bit of the 2 books that I'm in the middle of. So right now I'm 70% into 7 Days in June, and my Kindle says that I have 2 hours and a half left of reading this book. So I think the plan for right now is to just try to finish this one today. This morning I was walking on a treadmill and I was listening to Atmosphere, and literally when I stopped listening to it, it had like a huge cliffhanger that I need to know the answer. And I've been itching to get back into that book, but I really want to finish this one today. I need to. I've been enjoying the fact that they're finally reconnecting. We're finally starting to get some clarity into what happened all those years ago. It does, unfortunately, feel like it might be a miscommunication trope. I'm just hoping that this whole miscommunication is handled well. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if I've said it here, but in the beginning I was really feeling like this might be a 5-star. I'm not feeling that way anymore. Unless this took like a really big turn and I, got really emotionally invested in it, it's not gonna be a 5-star, which is a bummer because I've only had 1 5-star the whole year. So I've been craving that feeling and I have not gotten it from any of the books that I've read, basically. So we really are struggling out here. I'm still really liking it, and I think it will be definitely a hybrid book. I don't mind miscommunication, but it has to be handled the right way. Tell me why she just got to his house and was like, let's talk about this, let's figure this out. And instead of like, talking everything out and figuring out like what actually happened and having a conversation, they started having sex. I hate when there's like a conflict and we just don't talk it out. We just start having sex. And now I'm a little mad. And I hope they talk it out because I really want to know what the fuck happened. I'm here for that. I'm not here for the spice. I'm sorry. If you are, I hope you're having fun, but like, I want to know what happens. I need to calm down. It's not that big of a deal. But it is like my biggest ache in books. Okay, so right now I'm 84% into this book and I have my cat here with me, keeping me company. She was looking so cute on my lap, but I moved and so she decided to get off of me. But now she's looking at me all cute. Oh my fucking god. Look at her. And that's how I'm spending my night tonight. You know, sometimes I love to go out, but other times I just want to rot in bed with my Kindle and my cute little cat. So I'll see you soon when I hopefully finish this book. And the first book is finished. I'm not gonna give my thoughts right now because I'm gonna go to bed. But tomorrow we're gonna have a little debrief. But I really enjoyed it. Okay, so it's actually 2 days later and I basically didn't film anything yesterday because I was listening to The Atmosphere's audiobook like throughout the day, doing like random things, and I ended up finishing it. And I did like record like kind of my reaction at the end of the book because I knew it was an emotional book, but I cannot put that video on the internet because it is extremely embarrassing. I cried a lot. It was like too much. I was listening to the audiobook and it just made it so heartbreaking. I could not stop crying. I was bawling my eyes out. But first I have to review 7 Days in June. And I think I'm going to settle for a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed the writing. There was also a lot of representation on chronic illness that I just really enjoyed. But I also really enjoyed the double timelines and the fact that we would have different POVs throughout the book. I really liked the fact that we had mainly Ava's and Shane's POV, but then you would have like other characters that, you know, were relevant to the scene. And I honestly really like a second chance kind of toxic romance. So the dynamic, their banter was really good. It's definitely not just a silly fun romance, and I think it's one that I would recommend to anyone. I think it's like a very fast-paced book and it kept me entertained all the time. I think because we were switching POVs and timelines, it was really entertaining. I really enjoyed it. And moving on to Atmosphere, when I was reading it like at the middle of the book, I was really enjoying it. I could tell that it's a very entertaining and interesting story because you have... Oh, I never told you the synopsis for that book. So I'm going to tell you now. So Atmosphere starts on the present timeline and you see that there's like an accident that happens in the space station and our main character, Joan, is on Earth controlling the mission. Kind of. It's kind of hard to explain because it's very like NASA terms. And then in our past timeline, you see our character Joan apply to be an astronaut at NASA, and you basically see her journey throughout NASA and the people she meets. There's a romance that I really enjoyed. There's definitely a lot of commentary on women being looked down upon and the fact that they're entering a field that's mainly male, but there is a lot of commentary, of social commentary surrounding the romance that I really enjoyed. I don't know if you'd consider that a spoiler, so I'm not gonna go into that. This book was also a double timeline and double POV book, and I think that helped so much. I think the story was so fast-paced, and because of the accident that happens right at the beginning of the book, I just wanted to finish it. I had seen a lot of people crying at the end, so I was really excited to figure out how that was gonna unfold. Throughout the book, I was like, okay, I'm really enjoying this. I can tell that the writing is very... You can just see a growth from her other books that I've read. But I was like, okay, but I'm not super like emotionally connected. And then I got to the like last 70 pages kind of, and I was hooked. And listening to the audiobook, oh my god, I was crying so much. Like, absolutely sobbing, just everything coming out of me. I definitely recommend the audiobook. I don't know if I would have liked the book as much if I'd only read it. There's a lot of terms that I was really lost on, and I feel like listening to it just made it less confusing for some reason. I think reading it would have been like more daunting for some reason. I don't know, but I really enjoyed it. Finally have another 5-star. I only had one this year, one. So finally we have our second 5-star of the year. I'm gonna be recommending that book to literally everyone now. If you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna read it, the premise sounds a little weird, like I don't care about space, I don't care about astronauts, same here girl. But I was really invested, and that book, in my opinion, is really good and you should read it. Now, today I started a new book, and that was The Bridge Kingdom. I have an Audible account that I always forget to cancel the membership for. So this month, I paid it again. And this book is actually free on there if you have an Audible subscription. I decided to read it and I'm really enjoying it. The audiobook is also pretty good. We have 2 narrators and I'm now on page 101. I think it's like 430 or something like that. So we're like 25% through it. So in this book, we have our FMC that has just been married to the king of the Bridge Kingdom. And her whole plan is to take down their kingdom because they control this bridge between several kingdoms. I cannot continue to say kingdom. Anyway, they control this bridge that lets resources flow from different kingdoms. So they're basically very rich and all the other kingdoms are falling apart and really poor and really hungry because they're hoarding all the resources basically. So her dad, the king of that other kingdom, I'm doing such a bad job of explaining this book. Her dad sent her to be married to this king so that she can spy on the kingdom and tell him how he can overthrow them so that he can control the bridge. That's kind of it. So right now she's getting settled. She is learning more about her husband. And that's kind of it. There's not much to tell at this point. I'm liking the tension between the characters. They had like a little moment that I really enjoyed. The writing is super easy to read, it's super easy to follow, but this isn't like a magical sort of fantasy. There's just like these kingdoms and they're like rivals and whatever. Like there's not like magic, there's not like powers, nothing like that. So it's very like easy to get into this because you don't need to learn like a whole magic system. Love this cover also. I haven't said that yet, but I am obsessed with this. I'll let you know when I read more of this. Not right now actually, because I'm literally about to leave my house. I just wanted to update you. I'm really excited about this one. I have not read a fantasy in so long, so I was actually really craving it. Hopefully we'll get into like at least the middle of the book. Since I'm listening to the audiobook, it's so much faster. I don't know, we'll see. So I just got around the 150 page mark on this book. Right now I'm really enjoying this. We're finding things out slowly. It doesn't feel like a whole like information dump. I'm also really liking the romance. I think the guy is like the perfect combination of being grumpy but then having like really sweet moments with her. He's always there to protect her and like just say the right thing. So I really like that. I would say it's moving at a really good pace. And yeah, that's it. I'll be back tomorrow with more updates. Hi guys, it's a few days later and I thought I would finish this book with you. I have like 30 pages left. Before I finish, I want to do like a little update on how I'm feeling about the book. So I've been reading it on and off for the last like 3 days and I like it. Like it's a very simple romantasy to get into because they have like no powers, there's no like crazy like fantastical element to this, and also the writing is very simple, very easy to read. But that being said, I don't think it's like a gripping story. It's just like when you read a romance book and you know like kind of like what the conflict is gonna be and like you know how things are gonna evolve because you've read a lot of romance. This is how I'm feeling about this book. I feel like if I had read this in the beginning of my reading journey, I would have liked it like way more. But right now I just don't feel like actually invested in the story. I think I have like 20 pages until the end of this book, and I stopped reading it because I was like, yeah, I know what's gonna happen. Like the big crazy twist hasn't even happened yet, so it's not like a super crazy story, but it is fun. So now let's finally finish this book.
Beautiful, with golden blonde hair.
So that went exactly as I expected it to go. I think I'm gonna give this 3 stars. I like it, but I don't think it's anything like special. I think it's a very simple fantasy story. Very bingeable, very like easy to get into. If you've never read fantasy, this is a great place to start. I'm still interested in reading the second book in this duology, but I don't think I'm gonna read like the whole series because this series is like different sets of duologies. So I honestly think I'm only gonna read this one. And that concludes this reading vlog. I hope you had fun. Let me know if you have read any of these, and I'll see you in the next one.